Is your practice tired of wrestling with insurance denials, deciphering EOBs, and watching your revenue slip through the cracks? You are not alone. Welcome to The Claim Game, the podcast designed to cut through the confusion and provide you with the best practices for revenue cycle management success. We are Jeremy and Catherine Zug, and we've been with people just like you in the trenches. Each week, we'll break down complex billing processes, share real-world solutions from practices like yours, and ask questions of the game makers and changers of healthcare so you can take control of your revenue. Let's turn those claim denials into deposits and help you return to focusing on patient care. It's time to win the claim game.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Claim Game at the Practice Solutions studio. If you've been with us this season, you know what we're doing. We're walking through the revenue cycle management best practices, one territory, one billing domain at a time. Think about revenue cycle management like a game board. There are rules, there are traps, and if you play it right, then there's actually a way to win. But if we don't play it right, then there's definitely a way to lose, and we want to help you win this particularly challenging game. Last time we were here, we got into the messy stuff, denied claims, allowed amounts, and we talked about the steps you need to do to fix those, and particularly one very actionable piece of information to help widen your revenue bucket, as we called it. And I hope that was a helpful exercise for you, and it actually helped collect more revenue. Today, we're moving our game piece forward to a part of this territory that, let's be honest, sounds about as exciting as watching paint dry, but we want to talk about key performance indicators in the payment posting domain. Just a quick reminder before we jump in, if you missed the initial setup and you're wondering, Jeremy, what board, what dice, what are we talking about? Go back and check out episode 1. Catherine and I break down the 6 domains of billing and how they all fit and move together. And I think you'll find that to be a helpful survey or orientation of revenue cycle management. But for today, let's get into it. Key performance indicators for payment posting. I want to start with a small mindset shift because I know you know how the human brain works. And I know what a lot of practice owners are thinking right now. You log into your bank account, you see a deposit from insurance company Y for $2,000, $20,000, $200,000. Your brain releases a little hit of dopamine and you think, great, the money's in the bank. Jeremy, why do I need to worry about key performance indicators? Why do I need to worry about this stuff? Can't I just pay the rent, run payroll, buy a sandwich, and move on with my life? And here's the thing. That feeling, that relief you feel just looking at the bank balance, it's a trap. It's a massive trap. And the hard truth, and I'm telling you, no one likes hearing what I'm about to say, is that if you don't know why that money is there, or if it matches exactly what you were promised in your contract, you aren't actually winning this game. You are guessing. And I want to be genuine with you for a moment. In what other area of your life would you accept guessing with finances? If you went to a restaurant and ordered a steak, and they brought you a grilled cheese sandwich but charged you for the steak, you wouldn't just eat it and say, well, at least it's food. You'd send it back. You'd riot. But we see providers do this with insurance companies all the time. They take the grilled cheese sandwich and they say thank you and they move on. We have to move payment posting from being this boring menial data entry chore that you procrastinate on or that your staff procrastinates on and view it for what it actually is. It is the scorecard for your practice. It tells you if you're actually winning or if you're just slowly bleeding out while thinking you're fine. To really master this territory, there are 3 specific key performance indicators on that scorecard that you need to start tracking today. If you aren't tracking these, then you're basically playing this game blindfolded. And I don't know about you, but I don't like my odds when I can't see the board I'm playing on. So we're going to put the cookies on the bottom shelf for you. The 3 metrics that we think you need to start tracking today is time to post payments, payment posting accuracy, and average days to denial discovery. And I'm going to break these down because the red devil is absolutely in the details here. So let's talk about the first key performance indicator that you need to track, and it's time to post payments. So this is a speed score. Let's talk about speed. This is simply a measure of the time between the date you receive the ERA or EOB, which stands for Electronic Remittance Advice or Explanation of Benefits. That's the mail or electronic file, and the date those payments are actually entered into your system. This is a stopwatch metric. The mail carrier drops the envelope at your front desk and click, the timer starts. Now, I talk to practice owners all the time who say, Jeremy, I'm busy, I'm seeing clients, I'll get to posting on Friday or next Friday. It's fine. The money is already deposited. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not fine. I like to use the analogy with providers of a GPS. Imagine you're driving your car down the highway at 75 miles per hour, but your GPS is on a 2-week delay. It thinks you're still parked in your driveway, right? You're looking at the screen and it says right turn in 500 feet, but you're actually on a bridge. If you turn right, you're going to be in a river or something. That's exactly what happens when you have a high time to post. If your team or you, if you're doing this yourself, waits too long to post a payment, your aging report, the report that tells you how long claims are sitting outstanding, which we're going to get to in the next domain of our podcast here, that report becomes a total fiction. You might end up wasting valuable time, your time, which is worth a lot of money, calling an insurance company screaming, "Where's my money?" And the rep on the other end of the line, who probably hates their job anyway, looks at their screen and says, "We paid you 10 days ago. Now you look like the crazy person. You wasted your time, you wasted their time, and you still have to go do the data entry." You cannot make strategic decisions on old archaic data. Later, as we've observed, turns into never really fast in this business. And you really have to close that gap. And measuring it is the only way that you're going to manage that. All right, that's speed. Let's talk about payment posting accuracy. This is a precision score. This is where you have to put on your auditor hat. I know nobody went to grad school to be an auditor. You went to grad school and borrowed all that money for student loans to help folks. But if you want to stay in business to help people, you have to do this. Now, it may not be you, it might be a member of your team, but your practice needs to be engaged in this particular activity on a regular basis. You need to verify that what is in your electronic health record matches the actual EOB or ERA information perfectly. Not close, not sorta, perfect. We are looking for discrepancies. For example, you might ask, did the write-off get posted correctly? Did the patient responsibility get calculated correctly? And the best way to score this is a simple pass-fail system. Don't make this overly complicated. Pull a sample, let's say 10 claims a week, not a ton. And if the data in the EHR, electronic health record, matches your EOB perfectly down to the cent, that's a pass. If there is even a penny variance, that's a fail. If they've missed a deductible, fail. But Jeremy, that's just a penny. Who cares? Computers care, algorithms care, patients care, payers care. And here's the nightmare scenario I'll give you. I'll call it ghost money. Let's say a process or a person in your practice gets a little sloppy. You post a payment, but you mess up the math. You think the patient owes you 50 because you missed a contractual adjustment, and you send a bill to the patient. The patient gets the bill, they freak out, they call their insurance. The insurance says, no, you don't owe that. Now the patient calls you. They are ticked. They don't trust you anymore. You have to go back into your system, realize you messed up, apologize, and wipe the balance. You could end up looking incompetent, even though you're not. And frankly, in that moment, somebody might have been, or your process is incomplete for what your patient and practice needs. Good payment posting accuracy, precision here, prevents those awkward, whoops, my bad conversations that destroy patient trust. You have to measure accuracy so you know if your team is actually doing the math or just operating on autopilot, typing numbers until the screen looks right. So that's the precision score. This episode is brought to you by Jane, a practice management software and EMR built to support you in the day-to-day work of running your practice. If you're a health or wellness practitioner, you already know the care you provide starts well before your client arrives and extends far beyond the treatment room. Jane is there to support you in every part of that experience. With online booking, your clients can book at a time that works for them. And with features like notifications, they'll even be able to grab last minute openings when they pop up. It's an easy way to keep your schedule full while getting your clients the care they need. During your appointment, Jane's AI powered documentation feature can help you thoughtfully take notes so you can stay present with the person in front of you. And after appointments, you can end your time together on a healing note, not a transactional one, by charging the card on file. To learn more about how Jane can support you and your clients, head to jane.app/demo. And one last thing, if you're ready to get started with Jane, you can use my code in the show notes for a 1-month grace period on your new account. Now, here's a good one. Here's the last one for you. The last metric that we recommend you track is average days to denial discovery. We'll call this the friction score, and this one is pretty big. This KPI measures how long it takes from the date of service for a denial to be discovered and recorded in your system. So picture this scenario. You see a patient on January 1st. Great session. You feel good about it. You submit the claim eventually, but you don't actually get the denial posted and realize there's a problem until, let's say, February 15th. That's a 45-day lag. Why does that matter? Why is that specific timeline so critical to track? Because every insurance contract has a ticking clock called timely filing, and they can have a timely filing for appeals. So here's what we're going to talk about. This is like a bomb in a movie. It's counting down. You have 90 days to appeal a claim, and you spent 60 of them staring at the wall, not realizing the claim was denied. You have left yourself 30 days to fix it. And let me tell you, insurance companies do not care about excuses. You can't call them and say, well, I was really busy, I didn't see the denial. They're going to say, that's a bummer. Claim denied, timely filing limit exceeded, and they will not pay. And just like that, that money's gone. You did the work, you saw the patient, and you got paid $0 because the billing department was too slow to notice the door was closing. If this number, days to denial discovery, is high, it highlights the total friction in your revenue cycle. Sure, sometimes the payer is slow. We know they aren't winning any awards for efficiency, but usually this can mean that you're slow, that we're slow at submitting the claims, slow at getting our progress notes done, slow at getting prior authorizations done, or we're slow at posting a denial. This one is a powerful diagnostic, and if that number starts to creep up, you know your cash flow is going to slow down. It's like checking your blood pressure. If it's high, you're going to have a heart attack eventually. I wanted to talk you through a real life example of a practice that we had the opportunity and pleasure to audit. So occasionally we are called into larger agencies, larger clinics, private practices to do what we call a practice health check. This is where a team of ours comes into the agency, the practice, and we peel the onion back on the billing department in a very thorough, very detailed way. And if you suspect that your aging is too high, if you have biller turnover, if you think you should get paid more, that's when we're brought in. If there's truth to be found, we will certainly find it. So we engaged with an organization recently and conducted a practice health check. And we found that because they weren't tracking some of these KPIs, that they had accrued over $1 million of very preventable claim denials. So the aging is just growing and growing and growing. And there were a lot of reasons for that, and they're all very fixable. But we don't want you to get into a position like that where you're owed millions of dollars and it's mostly preventable, and your billing team just needs a little bit of a readjustment, a little bit of a recalibration to get back into producing the kind of revenue that your practice, your agency, your clinic should be producing. And believe me, they should be producing. So let's bring this all home and let's do a quick run through of the winning numbers for your payment posting scorecard. The first is time to post. Don't drive with a delayed GPS. That ends pretty badly as far as I can tell. Second is accuracy. Use a pass-fail audit so that you don't accidentally bill patients for quote-unquote ghost money. And then we want to find the days to denial discovery, and you want to beat the clock before the bomb goes off. Now, I know what some of you, well, maybe I don't know, but some of you may be thinking, Jeremy, I love this. I want to win the game, but I hate spreadsheets. I hate making them. I don't know how to set this up. And we get that. And fortunately, we have an army of billing experts that actually love that. And we anticipated you wouldn't want to build this from scratch. So in the Hourglass Learning Hub, we have an annual spreadsheet template specifically designed for this. This is built to help you track these exact metrics. You log your audit results, you track your dates, and it calculates lags for you. You can see these trends month over month, year over year, and it takes the headache out of the setup so that you can just fill in the blanks. If you want to grab that template and start actually auditing your accuracy instead of just hoping for the best, head on over to the link in the show notes to join the Hourglass Learning Hub. That's it for the square on the board. Stop guessing, start tracking. Next up on the claim game, we're going to be discussing our next territory, and we're going to be introducing you to aging follow-up. And the aging follow-up is where the real battles are fought. So you're not going to want to miss it. I cannot wait to talk to you about aging follow-up and getting old delayed claims paid for your practice. Thanks for letting us into your ears, and we look forward to seeing you next time on the Claim Game podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode of the Claim Game, please take a moment to leave us a rating and review wherever you listen to your podcasts. It really helps new listeners to find us. Make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing to the Claim Game on your favorite podcast app. Your feedback means so much to us. We want to provide valuable education about revenue cycle management. So if there's something we didn't cover in our topic that was a burning question for you, please let us know so we can try to get you the information you desire. You can find the links to all resources we mentioned in this episode in the show notes. And if you want to dive deeper into our resources, we have two places you can do that. First, you can go to our blog at practicesol.com/blog, where we have 8 years of educational blogs. If you want to learn more about what Practice Solutions does, reach out. We'd love to hear from you. Just go to practicesol.com to learn more and to connect with one of our awesome people on our team. Thanks for listening. We are Jeremy and Catherine Zug, and this is The Claim Game. See you at the game table next time.